Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 4th of June, and we've been counting from this wave 4, we've been counting 5 waves to the upside here for wave 5, and this would be the safe conservative count. It's not to say that the market cannot move higher. We can see that the banks still need to move higher. The resources appear that they need correcting at this point, and that's why we were taking some percentage profits yesterday. So in this case here, as simple as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 here, and then counting 5 waves up here for wave 5. So look, is it the end of this trend here? Yes, of course it can, move up into this little area through here. But what I was sort of thinking is the best way for me to handle this is, the normal way I handle this is that we would look for the arrival here, a classic trading levels pattern. And if it came into play, what we're really looking for here though is we're looking for tested support on top of 7,300. So based on this wave count here, it's best if we exit here, and then if we get a setup here, then we can go long again at this point. But trading to the top of minor group 1 of 7,000, and also remembering that the 7,200 is the old high. So when a market reaches an old high, it could get sold off before it gets there, like it did here, or it could just go straight up through it and then come back down. But look, most of the time, unless you're in a parabolic trend, then most of the time the market's going to see a correction at the old high, or at least some minimal sort of vibration there. And we've been getting that from this move here back. And now we're looking at this 5 waves moving up through here. So I think it's a good time to take our profit, and let's just wait and see. Let's see how we, if we get this set up here. Should we go short? Yeah, that's possible as well. Let's go in and take a closer look on the hourly chart. So with our trade here, we waited for 5 waves here, and then we went to go long here. We've been moving our stop up all the way through this. We could move it up again as well. Let's just move this out here. We were looking at taking profit here yesterday. Not everybody does, everybody does their own thing, so that's good. I'm just assuming that we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and going up for wave 5. But we'll probably need to make a new high here for this. The banks can take us up into that space. But yeah, yesterday we talked about taking profit earlier in the game. So between 200 and 300 would have 1, 2, and 3, then 5, and then 8. So 8 is a nice place to take the money off the table. I normally go for the 72 number, but it doesn't matter that much. And yes, the market can go higher. So it doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you know that that we should expect some sort of a little pattern like this here. At least we want to see what happened in this space here. We want to see that up here. So the market can get to this high up here and then start to move down from that point. We are looking for correction. So anyway, just to finish this off, we're moving the stop up, we're taking profit as mentioned here yesterday. Yes, the market can go higher. If it goes high, that's great. We're looking for we want that first high above the level, no matter what happens. Out of simplifying all the patterns, that we want that first high above the level. If we get that, then we can start looking at our next trade setup on the long side, if the market's going to move up further. Otherwise, the market can move down at this point. So let's just go in and have a look at a few things. So first of all, ANZ. So with ANZ here, we'd been looking for wave 3 over here with an A, B, C here, and then we've been looking for 5 waves up. So, excuse me. So all we need here is 5 waves. We don't necessarily need a high above wave 3 here. It would be nice, and it helps confirm it and make the picture all nice and pretty and so on. But it doesn't need it. We just really need 5 waves. Let's just go in here to the tick chart for a moment. Let's just have a little look at this. I haven't seen it for a while. Okay, just so I'm on the right. Yeah, I mean, it looks like wave 4 here, doesn't it? You know, and wave 5. So yeah, I don't need to count that any further, but so this could just be wave 1 here, because we'd like to make a high. So this wave 1 here, if we go back to the daily chart for a moment, this wave 1 here was, if we include all the bars, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay, so this one here, we could include all the bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we could see the banks pushing up a bit further here. And we're also seeing that on CommBank as well. So with CommBank here, we could be another 3 days here for this coming up. And then we don't have this. We have wave 1 and 2 here and 3. We don't have wave 4 yet here. So that's kind of what we've been looking for. I thought we may have had it here, but like I said, it doesn't really matter here. You're either going to hold long through wave 4 or you're going to do something at this level here. I mean, the market's still bullish in that regard. So yeah, holding long. So yeah, the ASX can push higher based on the banks. The resources are a bit weaker, so we need to talk about those. So iron ore is one here that we need first up, which we normally do. So now the first thing here is that from the top here, we can count this down as as an A and a B and a C wave here. So it's possible, as I've mentioned before, that an ABC here, and we can go straight up from that point. Right, that's one thing that we could do. So we've been sort of counting this up through here. We can have a look at that on the tick chart in a moment. The second thing is that this ABC here could just be the A wave here. So this A wave here can come down to here. So all of this here, smaller degree, would just be the A wave to here, the B wave into the box at this 50-60% retracement level, and then have wave C down through here. And then we can look for the correction after that. Well, we'll also need to be careful at that point too, because it could be a triangle at that point. So this little move in here, if we go to the tick chart, so yeah, all of this move down here could be counted down as the A wave for this. I haven't got the C wave there, we could just borrow that there. But the problem with this over here so far, it's possible that we could count it up as 5 waves, but as it stands today, we can count it as an A wave, a B wave, and 5 waves up for the C wave here. Now, of course, that could be wave 3 up here, and this could be wave 4 pullback. The 38.2% retracement level is here, so we would actually need to see that push up from there to give us that 5 waves. We don't have 5 waves here yet. I'm not saying it's going to go up here. It could very easily move down from here based on this A, B, and C wave for the B wave up here. That's what we need to sort of figure out today. So while this was up here, we looked at taking percentage profits in some things. So if I have a look at Australian BHP, here we talked about it was in the box. So I've also moved the stop up here as well because, yeah, I think that because the traders actually got in, because it gapped open here and they're sitting in there at 48. And I think because of where iron ore is, we need to look at that. We've also seen copper move lower as well. So while we'll just here on the copper chart here, not that it's a big deal for copper, because we look at this as 1 and 2, and there'll be some sort of 3, 4, 5 here. So that's going to finish off very shortly. So a good few days and that's finished. Just check on crude oil for a moment. Oh, actually the Australian dollar, because that's always a good summary of things. So the Australian dollar, we know that, well, first of all, as I mentioned before, the move down through here is in 3 waves. So that's bullish corrective. So it's just going to play out over here as a flat correction or a triangle, as we've been talking about for the last wee while. And yeah, we're not really interested in trading any of this. We're looking for working out this wave 4 here. It could be over here as a C wave, or over here as an E wave over here. So we need to see how this actually plays out through here for this. So, but anyway, the main point here is that we've got weakness in copper, we've got it in the dollar here. Crude is still, well, it's pushed a little bit higher there. It looks a bit impulsive from here, doesn't it? We could even look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming in here. So we've got to expect that top there to play out soonish. But I'd expect it to be a little bit longer than that. So we won't panic just yet for this. And so, yeah, crude strong, copper's weak, iron ore can turn, because I mean iron ore was down 2%. So it's a bit of a sharp move down for iron ore here. We could count this here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1 here. Well, I don't know if that's the case just yet. I mean, this can just be an A and a B and a C wave to here, and we're finished and we're going up from that point at the 38.2%. But otherwise, we would need to look at this in more of a bearish light. Let's just see what we've got here. We'll know next session. But yeah, anyway, coming back to BHP in Australia, we're locking that in there because BHP in the US is also down the same as copper as well. So we don't have a long trade in this one here, but we just need to be mindful of this. So in this case here, didn't really reach its potential, but it's not over until someone starts singing. There we go. Let's just see how this plays out here. I'm not too concerned about that one. The Rio one as well. We also look to take profit in Rio, if I can find it, Rio Tinto. Yeah, so we talked about, once again, we had the long trade off the low here. It gapped up, so we're in here, and I just feel that we need to protect that because it will drop here, and that will put us in at break even or a small amount. So hopefully yesterday you took, because yesterday we talked about taking some profit here because this the general risk that we're in here at the moment. We can go long again if we get support on 30 here, but otherwise we can look to the downside. Should you short this? You could do. It's just a bit hard to work out the wave count here. I don't know if we've got 5 waves up here, but what we can do is we could look at it like this here. So a move under the 61.8%, then we'd have a bearish move at that point. So we can look at that. There will be some sort of support here that we could use at that point. I'll just have a look at the tick chart, see if I can. There's a good case for 5 waves up here, 1 and 2, and some sort of, 3rd wave and 4th wave here and 5th wave up here. There's a case for that. But I don't think it's worth the risk. So taking money off the table yesterday, I feel was the right thing to do. And just tightening up the stop today, so that will at least put you in profit in that particular space. I was also wanted to just have a quick look at a few other things just while we're here, because of the crude pushing higher. This is Woodside here, just on the daily chart. So we can see that the thing I like about Woodside, I have to say, we'll just keep a little bit of an eye on it. We should get a pullback today for this perhaps. But with Woodside here on this daily chart, what I wanted to point out here is that from this high here, I can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1 here. And then across for wave 2 here, a nice strong third wave here, and then a fourth wave, and then a fifth wave coming down here, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here to here, let's just draw that out. From there to there is 5 waves, okay? So we can also see that this move down here would be the A wave, and then I'm not sure how that configures, but that's the high. So I'll just take it from here to here. But what I'm trying to say here is that this is an impulse wave. So we've got an A and a B and a C wave here. Obviously we can count 5 waves here for Woodside. And all of this, I mean, I would have looked at this as an A and a B and a C wave here. But I know that it could be counted as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here as well. So we could be at the beginnings of a trend here, like a big trend for crude to push up much higher, as commodities are all pushing higher. You know, so yeah. I mean, it was the Saudis that created a lot of this, wasn't it? I won't go into that story, but they certainly look like they manipulated the market. So, yeah, but anyway, from my perspective, I was just sort of looking at this yesterday and thinking, well, that's probably quite a good little opportunity sort of building here. So what we'll try and do, we'll just keep a bit of an eye on it. And I know that's got a little bit higher to go, but if we looked at this move here as wave 1 and 2 in here or something, and a nice third wave here, that means that we would end up getting at some point here, well, wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here. And then we would get that ABC pattern coming into play. I don't know how big it's going to be or anything like that, but then we should have another 5 waves up after that. So this building process here, that's what I sort of was thinking about. So I think we can try and find a way in here, and this is the same for Santos as well. Santos is in a better position because they didn't pull back as much as Woodside, so this will have more range in it, this one. So you could go long here, but one of the problems of going long here straight up is the $8 mark here, which is a major level. This other level here previous to that is the 650, so that's so that was that support. That's what's playing out there. But yeah, so we can see these guys pushing up. This will just continue to make new highs. I mean, you could buy this today and, you know, and keep the stop out of the way here for that. That's not a problem. But anyway, today I just wanted to point those two out there. Okay, so back to Rio. So we're taking money off the table on Rio, even though these can still continue to push up. We just really want to tidy things up. And the same goes for FMG as well. I'm probably wrong on this, but on the bigger picture here, if we look at this as the ABC for the A wave here, and then look at the ABC here for this, because I never really got 5 waves up here, but we were looking at being long here. So I suggest that you exit that position while we can, just in case this is what sort of haunts me here a little bit, is that this could be wave 1 here and wave 2 sitting in here, and then we end up in wave 3 based on what we're seeing at the moment. I don't know if that's the case. It's just a little bit early to confirm, but this would be the place to take action. So better to take action before it occurs, better to be safe, you know, because even if this market goes up from here, all it's going to do is it's going to be banging its head against the $25 mark, the medium level, and we can just buy a pullback from that point. So we can move back in on this, but if you're in this at the moment, then this is the place to exit. So what have we covered? We've covered the banks, we've covered some stocks, we've covered the commodities. We haven't covered gold. Oops, gold, haven't seen that. Oh, that's down 2%. Okay, well, this is gold, and we've been looking for wave 4, so that looks like it's in place there. I'll have a little bit more of a look at that when I do the gold video today, so I'll pull that apart. But we can see it's no surprise of this market pulling back from the 1900 as we expected from before. The only sort of scary thing about this really is that, can this be a top here? You know, like if we looked at all of this coming down here, is it possible to call this the B wave over here and this the A wave over here, and then we come down for a C wave? If that is for wave 4 being over here, well, that's possible, right? But the trend so far building here lends itself better to an impulse wave, so we'll stay with that. But the other point here too, I guess, before we leave, is that the 38.2% retracement level is down a little bit further, so down at the 1850 mark. So that's where the wave 4 can pull back to. But I'll pull this apart on the gold video, so we can spend a bit more time on that. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. So just to recap, the banks can move higher, but the resources will move lower. The ASX is more governed by what the banks do, so that should remain steady and push a little bit higher, but start to lock in profit on that ASX trade. Alrighty, cheers.